everyone, welcome to Botany Insider, and in this lecture we'll be discussing about the Grimm's triangle. It is one of the most important topic from the ecology unit. So we'll be understanding about that what Grimm's triangle is all about, and then we would be solving one previous year question also. So let's talk about that what Grimm's model is all about. So the Grimm's model was proposed by Philip Grimm, and it is an alternative to R and K selection. So now what is R and K selection? I have already discussed about this in detail in the previous lectures of ecology. I'll put the link of the complete playlist in the description box. Do check out all the other topics as well. So in the Grimm's model, what we actually do is every life strategy varies in the trade-off of the resource allocation to the seed production, leaf morphology, leaf longevity, relative growth rate, and the other factors. And they are all allocation to the growth, reproduction and maintenance. What does this mean? So this actually means that whenever we look at the life strategy means in order to survive, in order to increase the life, or in order to have some of the strategies that are used by the organisms so that they could increase their years of living. So in this, what happens is that whatsoever we are using, be it the resource allocation to the seed production, each of these are used in order of the trade-off. So now what is trade-off? Trade-off means that if one thing increases, the other would decrease, or the vice versa. For example, if we have a tree and it produces very less number of seeds, so that tree must be having very long life. It must be living for a longer period of time. And alternatively, if we have a very small plant, so it must be producing very large number of seeds so that its next generations could survive, and hence the life of these plants which have very small size and producing very large number of seeds would be very less. So this is what trade-off is all about. In other words, we can understand it this way. For example, the humans produce at max 1 to 2 offsprings in their complete life cycle. So as a result, they have a longer life. That is, an average human lives for about 80 to 85 years. On the other hand, we have bacteria which have a life of approximately 2 to 3 days, or maybe less than that, depending upon the species we are looking upon. So it produces very large number of offsprings. And the reason for this is the trade-off, that is, in order to have its species surviving in the environment for a longer period of time, it needs to produce a larger number of offsprings. So this is what trade-off is all about. And the trade-off is for the allocation of the growth, reproduction and maintenance. I have given you the examples of the same. So now let's understand about the representation of the Grimm's triangle. So we have a triangle, and in this the three sides represents the three different type of organisms. On the first side we have C, and C stands for the competitors. So now what are competitors? Competitors are the organisms that compete with each other in order to have the resources. Then we have the S, which means the stress tolerators. So those organisms that could tolerate the stress at a larger extent are known as the stress tolerators. And then we have R, that is the ruderals. So now what are ruderals? So the organisms that grow on the waste areas, that is what is known as ruderals. So now we have to understand one more configuration, that is when we move from R, that is when we move from the ruderals towards the C, that is the competitors, there occurs increase in the competition. You have to remember about that where is more competition and where is less competition. Why? Because it would help you understand about the complete triangle more better way. And also we have to remember that in which areas which of the organisms are found. This is the area from where the main questions are asked. So from ruderals towards the competitors, there occurs increase in the competition as we move towards the competitors. then there occurs increase in the stress when we move towards the stress tolerators. Obviously, when we move towards the stress tolerators, that is, in this area there would be the highest stress, and in this area there would be the lowest stress. And then when we move from the stress tolerators towards the ruderals, there occurs increase in the disturbance. And why disturbance? Because ruderals are the organisms that could survive or that could grow on the waste areas, that is, there is no harm caused to them as because of the disturbance, hence they occur in the more disturbance area. So you have to remember about the three different factors. In one side we have the competition getting increased, and in the second side we have the stress, and on the third side we have the disturbance, and the disturbance is according to the ecological factors. So now let's understand more about the Grimm's triangle. So the scientist Grimm, he pitched that, or he told that the plants had three strategies based on the environmental factors. So the first one are the competitors, the second ones are the stress tolerators, and the third one are the rudenals. So now let's understand about each one of them. The first one are the competitors. So these are the plants that can take the advantage of any and all the resources that they can gather. They grow very tall in nature and they take out the competition, that is, they are very large in size, and as a result they have more competition power. Usually these are perennial in nature and they grow where the stress and disturbance are nil. So now what are perennials? So these are the plants that take the advantage of all the resources that they could gather, and they usually occur or they usually grow in the area where there is stress and disturbance being nil. As we can see, we have just understood that the competitors are the one in which there is less or very negligible stress present, and in addition the disturbance is also nil in case of the competitors. The second one is about the stress tolerators. So these are the plants that have the adaptations to ensure the survival where the stress arises and the conditions deteriorate. These are usually perennial and they can take many years to flower from the seeds. This is about the stress tolerators. Then we have the ruderals. So these are the short-lived annuals or the biennials that are frequently exposed to some kind of disturbance which has selected for the plant that quickly produce seeds. So what is annuals and biennials? So annuals are the plants that die off within a year, and biennials are the plants that die off within 2 years. So in other words, we could say annuals are the one that flower one time in their complete life cycle, and biennials flower 2 times in their complete life cycle. So this is about the ruderals. So now we have to understand about this thing. So now what it is all about. So we have just discussed about this, that on the one side we have the competitors, then we have the stress tolerators, and the third one are the ruderals. So towards the ruderal area we have low competitors, and as we move forward towards the competitors there occurs more competition. There is low stress in the competitors area, and then as we move towards the stress tolerators there occurs more of stress. Then we have the disturbance being the third factor, which is low in the stress areas and higher in the ruderal areas. What we have to remember are these points. So the first one are the stress tolerators, means these organisms. So these organisms, as we have discussed, they occur in low disturbance and low competition area. So you can see in this area where there are stress tolerators present, there is less of disturbance and also there is less of competition present, because the competition is not towards the stress tolerators area. And in addition there occurs very high stress tolerance, that is, these organisms could tolerate stress at a wider extent, and the common examples are the mangroves, lichens, cactus and the desert animals. The second one are the ruderals, that is these organisms. So these organisms occur in the high disturbance area and also in the low competition area, and in addition they also occur in the low stress tolerance, that is these organisms cannot tolerate stress for a larger extent, and the examples are the annual plants and the insects. The third one is about the competition or the competitors, that is these organisms. So these organisms occur in low disturbance area and also they occur in high competition area because they are competitors by nature, hence they would occur in high competition area, and in addition there would be low stress tolerance present. And the common examples are the tree species, herbivores and the carnivores. This was about the Grimm's triangle. Now we have to remember few more points, that is we have to remember the areas where the specific type of plants and animals are found. So the first thing that you have to remember is that in the stressed area, that is this area, we mainly have the mangroves and the lichens being present. These are the common examples of the same. So you have to remember about this, that in the stress tolerance region we mainly have the mangroves and the lichens, that is these plants are the one that could tolerate higher or the maximum level of stress. So this is the first example that you have to remember. Then we have the ruderals. So in this area where the ruderals are present, the most common examples are the annual plants. You have to remember about this example, that is common example for the ruderals are the annual plants where there is very high disturbance and there is low competition being present. And adjacent to the annual plants we have the biennial plants present. So biennials are the one that flower twice in a year. So first we would be having the annual plants which are present actually in the very high disturbance area, and adjacent to them we would be having the position of the biennial plants which have very less difference of the disturbance between the annuals and themselves, hence they are present very adjacent to them. So this was the second thing that you have to remember. The third thing you have to remember is we have some intermediate species also present, and the common examples are the perennial herbs. So perennial herb species are the ones that could survive in an area of intermediate, that is there is intermediate competition, there is intermediate stress tolerance for them, and also they could grow intermediately over the waste areas. So in the middle of the triangle, that is in the middle of the Grimm's triangle, we would be representing the perennial herbs. And the last thing we have to remember is that between the competitors and the stress tolerators, in the middle of the both, that is where there is intermediate of the stress tolerance and intermediate of the competition, we would be having the organisms that are present are mainly the trees and the shrubs. So you have to remember that in this area we mainly have the trees and the shrubs being present. So this was about the Grimm's triangle. Let's try to solve one previous year question related to the same. So this is the question that has been asked previously, and it is a 4-marker question. And the question says that given below is a graphical representation of the plant life histories based upon the Grimm's model, in which the stress, disturbance and the competition are the important factors. So now what we have to do is that we need to find out that which of the following options correctly represents A, B and C respectively in the figure above. So first we have to identify that which is the area where we would be having the competitors, stress tolerators and the ruderals, so that we could find out the correct answer. So depending upon the factors that are given, we have the competition low in this area and high in this area. And as we have discussed, in the high competition area we have the competitors being present. So mark here C. Then the stress tolerators must be present in the high stress area. So here S would be present, and in the high disturbance area we would be having the ruderals. So now we have to mark A, B and C. So as we have just discussed that towards the high disturbance and low competition area we would be having the annual plants. So A must be the annual plants. Then in the intermediary area we have the B being represented, which represents the perennial herbs which can tolerate intermediate amount of competition and stress, and in addition they could grow over the ruderals area also. And the third one, that is C, represents the trees and the shrubs. I have just discussed about this position. So you have to remember, this is not a question in which you have to experimentally apply something. You just have to remember about these points and you can easily score 4 marks from this question. So if we match out A for the annual plants, so A is pointing out annual plants in 2 of the options, eliminate A and D. Then we have B showing the perennial herbs, so B represents perennial herbs in the second option. Then we have C being the trees and the shrubs, so C represents the trees and the shrubs. Hence B is the correct answer for this particular question. C is also eliminated. So you could see you can easily score 4 marks from this question. So this was all that I wanted to share in this particular video. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming up very soon with more informative videos as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.